I'm setting out to make my channel all about the truth of being an entrepreneur, whether it be from the mental aspect or the spiritual aspect, regardless of what you believe in. And I just want to do this because I don't see many people on YouTube or on social media really giving the real, the truth about being an entrepreneur. It's not all that it seems to be because one, if you're pursuing this full time, you know that each and every day can be so different. And some people are not used to that because a lot of us have come from the typical 9 to 5 structure where you go in, you know what you're going to be doing for the day, and then you leave most of the times depleted. Most of the time, you leave your 9 to 5 not really motivated to work on your side hustles or whatever the case might be. And so a lot of entrepreneurs on online here, or the gurus, whatever you want to call them, don't really talk about the truth, the real about being an entrepreneur or becoming an entrepreneur. I personally have been on this journey for a couple years now, since I was about 17 years old, 18 years old, going into college. Even before that, though, I was one of those people who was like, hey, mom, let's go get to some candy from Sam's Club and I'll sell it at school. I made bracelets in elementary school. So I've always had this entrepreneurial spirit. However, it wasn't until college where I was able to turn it into a concrete business where I had many clients coming in and out. And I was just helping a lot of people grow their own businesses. It was at that point where I realized that, wow, this is actually a lot of hard work and this takes a very specific type of person. And what I mean by this is you have to develop a very strong mindset and you have to develop some sort of intuition or something that's going to help you when things get tough. And what I mean by this is not only will you experience financial issues or financial challenges, I'll call them, you also experience a lot of networking and relational challenges. You'll experience challenges where you're forcing yourself to figure out the answer. That's really what being an entrepreneur is all about, is how well can you solve a problem. So that's the first thing that I will say became very prevalent as I began to go deeper and deeper into entrepreneurship. And it helped me develop my own problem solving skills because little things such as, how are we going to get funding for this? We have to go and figure it out. Or I want to make this product, I'm not sure how to execute on it, but we'll figure it out. That is everything that entrepreneurship is problem solving. But also, again, as I mentioned, there is some subconscious things that go on as well, because we have to draw upon a different source of motivation as an entrepreneur. And you want to be able to tap into that when things get tough. You want to be able to know when to pivot. You want to be able to know when to emotionally detach from something that you have given your all into, because the idea of being an entrepreneur is that if you do it once, you can definitely do it over and over and over again. That is what makes us so unique, and that is what makes us artists, in my opinion, is that we're able to apply a concept or apply the same steps to something else, whether it be transitioning from a restaurant business to an online e-commerce business. Regardless of what it is, it's being able to take those traits that we've acquired as entrepreneurs and apply it to multiple aspects of what we do. This is definitely a roller coaster. I applaud the people who are able to jump right into it, and from the very beginning, they're able to take off. They also learn things along the way, which is very important. However, for people who have kind of had somewhat of a more rocky start, we understand that this is what makes great entrepreneurs, is that Steve Jobs mentality, where basically you try once and you don't succeed, you keep trying, you keep trying, you keep trying until you finally do succeed, because all it takes is just one thing to really pop off for you to get really, really deep into this and start living the life that you dream of. And to me, that is the fun part of all of this. And so a lot of the times we find that in our personal lives, pursuing these endeavors may become a bit challenging because we have lives. Some people have children, some people have spouses, Some people have families that they need to support, so this pursuit of entrepreneurship can't be as haphazardly as we would like for it to be. Again, I like to go back to the example of being an artist. We hear a lot of stories about these actors moving to LA, moving to New York without a penny in their pocket. And a lot of the times, this is exactly what being an entrepreneur is like. I can attest to this myself. There's been several years between 2016 and now where I have been completely broke. However, I had this burning desire and passion and understanding that I could go out and start a business, and boom, all of a sudden my business started making revenue, and then I was able to take the income and invest it in other areas, other businesses. And this is what it's all about. It's a lifestyle. So you have to understand that as an entrepreneur, it's not all rainbows and roses. However, that is just the part of the journey, and the journey to me is the best part. So if you have a dream and you believe that you can achieve it, and you're putting in the work, that's the most important part, and you're allowing yourself to be open to synchronicities, you'll begin to see things falling into place. But don't forget about the journey, because once you get to your destination, you're just going to be looking around like, okay, what next? And that to me is why I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of the real of what it's like to be an entrepreneur, and understand that even if things happen overnight, you're still going to have to start over at some point, because if this is something that's in your DNA, that's just who you are. So enjoy the journey and understand that there will be some challenges. And that is why I truly believe we have to approach being an entrepreneur as a form of art, because just like the painters, just like the writers, once we've completed a project, we're like, okay, what's next? And what that looks like in entrepreneurship is maybe you want to launch a new product within your business, or maybe you want to launch a new business altogether. You have to figure out how to maintain that energy and put it towards new projects, because once you get to your first destination, you're going to want to get to the next one and the next one. But it's all about maintaining and finding a balance between all of this, and understanding that it's not going to all be easy, but eventually with practice and with time, it can be. And as long as you're working on yourself, mind, body, spirit, the whole thing, you'll be able to achieve a lot more of the things that you want to do, and help as many people as you want as you go along the way.